What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another video. Today I want to talk about converting 90% junk constitutional silver into gold, but really quick, just in case you're new, make sure to subscribe for daily videos. Also subscribe to my second channel, which is my backup channel for exclusive weekly content. The link will be in the description. Trying to hit 1,000 subscribers. And if you want to help support the channel by getting some DYDSS merchandise, of course we have some precious metal themed t-shirts and hoodies which are up for grabs, along with a ton of other products, many of which are raising funds and awareness for different charity organizations. Any and all merchandise can be found by clicking the first link in the description section down below. Thank you in advance, it's more than appreciated. But today I wanted to answer another subscriber question, something that I saw in the comments section of the video that I posted a day or so ago, and I thought that it was interesting. I thought that it needed to be responded to via video, and the question says, if you had a chance to trade constitutional silver for gold, would you do it? Now, first and foremost, Silver Stanger, thank you so much for asking the question. I look forward to answering it throughout the course of today's video. Anybody else watching right now, if you would like to head on down to the comments and answer the question for yourself, I encourage you to do so. And if you have a question that you would like me to answer, ask away. Anything regarding precious metals or prepping, if you're new and you want to know some facts, if you're a long-time stacker and you just want to know some opinions of mine, ask away. I'd be more than happy to dedicate an entire video to you and answering your question. But moving forward to answering the question, I did the math. And for the sake of the video, we're just going to use arbitrary numbers and hypothetical scenarios. So what if the gold to silver ratio closed into about 50 to 1? I believe 50 to 1 seems like an ideal time where a lot of people might consider converting their silver to gold. Ideally, it would be nicer to have it even closer together, but where we are right now, it's almost 90 to 1, so closing into about 50 to 1 might potentially be an opportunity. So if the gold to silver ratio gap closed in a little bit, I would absolutely be interested in converting my silver to gold. However, as I've said many times in the past, it really depends on why the gold to silver ratio gap closed in. Did it close in due to silver leaping up? Did it close into gold come crashing down? What is the reason? The reason I say this is because I believe if we saw a 50 to 1 gold to silver ratio gap due to gold significantly dropping, I think, in my opinion, from my perspective, not a financial advisor, so never take anything on this channel as financial advice, but I believe that might be an opportune time to focus a little bit more on converting my dollars into gold rather than converting my silver into gold. Because if silver is still in the teens, I would say that's an opportunity in and of itself right there. So I might not want to convert the silver to gold. I might want to wait until silver jumps up, convert the high silver spot price into gold and preserve those high prices. I don't know if that makes sense, but we're going to go back to talking about 90% junk constitutional silver. Now, with a hypothetical 50 to 1 gold to silver ratio gap, obviously, or maybe not obviously, but for those of you who do not know, when it comes to 90% junk constitutional silver, it takes about 14 silver dimes to equate to an ounce of silver. It would take about 6 silver quarters to equate to 1 ounce of silver, and it would take about 3 $half to equate to 1 ounce of silver. So with a 50 to 1 hypothetical gold to silver ratio gap, in order to trade silver dimes for a full troy ounce of gold, it would take about 700 dimes. That's a lot. That's a lot of silver dimes. I have nowhere near that many silver dimes. I don't stack a whole lot of 90%. I get a little tiny bit every time I pick up some silver. I'm a pure silver kind of guy. I like that 3 9s and 4 9s fine. But every time I do, I make sure to pick up a little teeny tiny bit of 90% as well, just for diversification purposes and just so that I can have somewhat, depending on how you look at it, fractional silver coins. Quarters, on the other hand, might be a little bit more simple. It would take about 300 silver quarters if you wanted to convert those quarters into an ounce of gold. Seems a little bit out of reach, but still much more doable than 700, even though they're same dollar amount. Silver value, that is. And half dollars, it would only take about 150 if you wanted to convert those half dollars into an ounce of gold. Of course, during this hypothetical 50-to-1 gold to silver ratio gap. I personally do not have 150 half dollars. I personally do not have 300 silver quarters. I personally do not have 700 silver dimes. However, we don't have to work with full ounces of gold over here in this, of course, hypothetical scenario. What if I wanted a tenth of an ounce of gold? Instead of 700 silver dimes, it would only take about 70. Instead of 300 quarters, it would only take about 30. And instead of 150 half dollars, it would only take about 15. So, gold doesn't need to be so far away like people make it out to be. I'll admit, gold is very pricey, and I'm personally unwilling to convert a lot of my dollars into gold. I would like for it to come back down quite a bit more before I start focusing on gold again. But if the gold to silver ratio gap were to close in a bit, I wanted to do a little bit of math and talk about how many silver dimes, quarters, or half dollars it would take to trade for gold. Now obviously you can plug in different numbers. It doesn't have to be an ounce of gold, it doesn't have to be a tenth of an ounce of gold, it could be a quarter ouncer, it could be a half ouncer, it could be a 5-ounce gold bar, it could be a gold kilo bar if you wanted. You would just have to plug in the numbers and do a little bit of math and figure it out. But I thought it was interesting to answer this question in today's video. This is something that I haven't necessarily talked about before. I talk about converting silver to gold, I talk about converting dollars to silver pretty often, but I don't believe I have ever talked about converting 90% silver to gold. So I'm curious, everybody watching this right now, please head on down to the comments and let me know if you had the opportunity to convert 90% junk constitutional silver for gold, would you do it? And also, what would the gold to silver ratio gap have to be for you to convert your silver into gold? And it doesn't have to be all of it, doesn't have to be most of it, doesn't even have to be half of it, it could just be a small portion of it. That's what my plan is, after all. I plan on, over time, over the next couple of decades, if and when I ever time it right and have the opportunity to do it, I would like to take a small portion of my silver and convert it to gold. So little by little by little, as I'm stacking that silver, as time goes by, little by little, every now and then, reduce the weight, reduce the bulk, maybe grab a tube of Silver Eagles, going over to a coin shop, and convert. I haven't done so yet, but I would like to in the future. Like I said, reduce the weight, reduce the bulk, preserve those high silver spot prices if silver going up was the reason for the gold to silver ratio gap to close in. If you guys enjoyed today's video, please hit that like button. If you guys like me, make sure to subscribe. New videos every single day, 365 days a year. Also subscribe to my second channel, which is my backup channel for exclusive weekly content. The link will be in the description. Trying really hard to hit 1,000 subscribers, so help us out. And if you want to help support the channel in the biggest possible way, please consider getting yourself some DYDSS merchandise. Of course, we have some precious metal themed t-shirts and hoodies, which are up for grabs, along with a ton of other products, t-shirts, hoodies, even stickers, and many of which are raising funds and awareness for different charity organizations. Any and all merchandise can be found by clicking the first link in the description section down below. Thank you in advance. It's more than appreciated. And I want you guys to head on down to the comments and let me know, once again, please, what would the gold to silver ratio gap need to be for you to contemplate converting some silver to gold? Would you take advantage? Would you capitalize? And would you hop on the opportunity if you had the chance to convert some 90% junk constitutional silver into gold? Or would you prefer to only work with pure silver if you're going to convert to the beautiful yellow metal? And of course, if you have any questions for me, head on down to the comments and ask away. I'd be more than happy to dedicate an entire video to you and answering your question. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you tomorrow. And remember, don't you dare stop smiling. Peace.